Hey YouTube, and thank you for watching Junkworks DIY Garage. Well, I'm in the middle of doing my security wires on my truck here. So if you're having starting issues and on your GMC or Chevy truck, go check out that. That'll be in my playlists on my channel. And speaking of which, if you enjoy these videos, go check out my channel, and all my stuff is in a separate playlist depending on the vehicle I'm working on, or I have a bunch of DIY homeowner stuff. All kinds of things on my channel for the last several years I've been making videos, so go check it out. Speaking of which, this one will be probably on my tips and tricks one, so yet again, go check out my channel. But my thing is here, now we'll get back to the video, is I absolutely hate these things. These are worthless pieces of junk that should have never been invented by humankind. All they do is cause corrosion most of the time, and when they're not causing corrosion, they also don't work worth a dang. This is why I'm pretty sure I did not do this. This is actually for my braking system, for my trailer braking stuff. And how these work is they jam a wire through the wire that you want to get power through and puncture it. This is a little tiny puncture through this metal pokey wire that's in here. There's the outer part. There's our pokey wire thing that kind of surrounds the wires. And I just don't like using these. They cause corrosion. They're a pain in the butt. Half the time they just don't work. And even if they do work, they only work usually for a short time. Admittedly, I believe this one has been working since it's been in here, but I'm in here now, I'm doing stuff, I'm going to change it. Quite honestly, this wire is a lot smaller than this wire, which gives me a little bit of concern about using this, but yet again, I've been using this for quite a while. Quite honestly, if I could find another switched wire, maybe like this one here probably, I would rather use that one because it is the same color, and tape this one back up. Part of it too, if you look at these, they poke through and they just kind of cut the wires in here. They don't always just cut the outer casing. They'll actually cut pieces of the wire, which also makes them weaker. I really don't like doing that, and if it's up to me, I will show you how I would do it. And I just peeled this piece of tape off of here, and yet again, somebody's done it, used one of those down here, and it didn't work, so then he redid it up here. So anyhow, I'm going to try and somewhat fix this maybe. We shall see. I'm going to try and pull this pin out and actually use some heat shrink on this. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to try and see if this larger white one here is an actual keyed power source. So my key is in here. After realizing that I needed to have this plugged in to get power, I plugged it in and then realized the one I was wanting to test for power is this one here, and the one I wanted to take maybe power from instead is on this one here. So what we're going to do, first of all, I got the battery hooked up. I had the battery unhooked for all that. Now I have it back hooked up, and I got my test light here, and I just want to see, try and see without you not being able to, if I'm correct on the fact that this is a keyed source. So we have that there. I'm going to turn on the key and have the blinkers go off. Let's see here. That doesn't seem to be a keyed power source. So let's see, that one, this is what I'm trying to figure out. If you look at that one right there, when I turn the key off, the light goes off. When I turn the key on, the light goes on. So a key on, test my light because I know it'll work there. Also gonna check sorry if my head is in your way, this one here, which it doesn't appear to be, nor this one. So I'm not sure if that's a ground or what, to be honest. Let's see here. Does it work with when I turn the... Ah, there we go. So that goes on when the brake goes on. So that's how it knows the brake is there. This one does the same thing, which is a much bigger sized wire. So I do think I am going to try and use this one. Alright, I'm going to go unhook the battery and unhook all the rest of this, pull it out again, and see what I can do to fix things here. I was going to try and put this back together for you and do it again, but I don't want to break anything, so I am just going to kind of show you. This was down in here, and there's 1, 2, 3 little things here. I took my little tester poker here and popped those out, got that out. But these still don't seem to really want to come out. So I went in and I actually did kind of push in on this right here with my poker and got it to come out, but I'll be honest with you, I've kind of messed with trying to get it back in and I'm not having great success, so I am hoping I'm going to be able to get this to pop back together. This is not a proper tool, and they do make tools for this, but I don't do this that often, so I was just trying to be cheap. But now I can get to this, and you can see where this has been done 1, 2 times here, if not more, because there's a couple of gouges here and here that looks like they attempted it and failed. So I think they've tried this actually 1, 2, 3, and maybe 4 times on this same wire, causing it to probably become not so great. I'm using clear ones because I don't use them very often, and these tiny little ones I don't use all that often, so I'm just kind of using up what I got here. I got these in a bundle here at off Amazon for pretty cheap. I have found that they are a little too short. For this kind of stuff, it'll work perfect, but if you're trying to go over the top of like butt connectors and things like that, you have to do kind of like one on one side, one on the other, and like one in the middle to really make it work the way you want to. But this will work good for this one. Maybe. And then I got my heat gun here. I like using a heat gun. I'm not a big fan of open flame ideas, but to each their own. I don't know if I'd call it completely fixed, but it's fixeder. And I'm going to try and plug this back in here from where I got it from. Yet again, I need to figure out it goes in that direction. And it looks like it's in there good, but it's definitely not. Okay, it's not clipping. There's a little thing, little tab right here that needs to kind of poke back out and grab a hold of things underneath here. You probably can't see it, but there is a little tab. There we go. And I'm going to bend it just enough, but hopefully not too much. And yet again, make sure you get it the right direction. There we go. That feels like it's catching a little bit here. There we go. And that's not pulling out. Alright. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now I gotta find the little plastic dilly-mo-wobber, and that goes down in there like that, which is just kind of a double safety, I guess, trying to make those go out. Then we got this one here, which is where I want to actually try and do this. And the reason for this is that if you look at this wire here, it's going to the brake dilly-mo-wobber. I don't know why I can't think of the name of that. It just won't come to my mind. Either way, this is quite a bit thicker. It's a little, this is even a little thicker than the one that is on it. I don't know if you can see that. But the one that they tapped into is a lot thinner, or a lot smaller wire. I know I'm going to get a lot of people that don't agree with what I'm doing here. Prepare. I am going to snip it. And I'm going to give myself a little bit of extra. Let's see here. This is about right there, so this can go clear up in there. So I'm pretty confident I can do this one. I'll make sure I keep these kind of separated here. And I'm going to snip. We'll go into here. I'm going to cut that. I'm going to strip it. I like these strippers, but I hate the little thing that catches. There's Harbor Freight ones, I think. Commercial Electric. Oh, I think I got them at Harbor Freight. I can't remember if I got them at Harbor Freight or if I got them at like Home Depot or something. Alright. Now, yet again, things that people are probably not going to completely agree with me on. Also going to unhook this one a bit here. I think I'm going to cut the old off. Oh, I hate that part of it. I'm going to disconnect those, but alright. So, what I'm going to do, let's see, this is going to come upward. I'm going to put these two together on one, like this. You can't see anything I'm doing here. In fact, I might need to be a little bigger. And you're going to want to use the appropriate sized, whatever you think you need to use. This might be a little small. I also don't want to go too big, otherwise you'll have problems with this one not going well. Super big. Alright, we're going to try this again here. I may have to strip these a little bit higher up to get a good solid connection. That went in well, actually. Alright, I'm happy with that one there. We're hiding in plain sight. Then you need to push down and crimp. Trying not to break the seal if you possibly can. These crimpers are not made for this particular style of thing, but they're good crimpers. Alright, I'm happy with that. That's not coming out. That's not coming out. And then we got this and the one, so the one from the mechanism here and the one coming off of this going together in one side and this in the other. Now, some people are going to say, well, if you're not going to use one of those other ones, you should solder. I don't agree. I am not a fan of soldering anything in things that vibrate like cars. Solder will vibrate loose. But I don't care what you do what you want. But I would suggest doing one or the other and not ever using these little things here. I don't ever use these. These are just absolute junk. So this is a much more solid, longer lasting connection than that. That I can guarantee. As well as, yet again, these are heat shrink ones. Yet again, I also got these off Amazon for fairly inexpensive, and I've been pretty happy with them. All right, and for all intents and purposes, that should work exactly the same as what they had set up here. I'm just more comfortable with the size of wire. As you can see, that's pretty close to the same, which is slightly bigger than what was on the doodad thingamajig. When I push that brake, this now will have power, which will tell this what to do when it's supposed to do it. I think I'm pretty happy with that. It's fixed and done. Shouldn't have any more problems or any problems. Honestly, I wasn't having problems with what was there, but I saw potential problems coming down the road, and that's why I did this. Yet again, the reason I even found this the way it was because I've changed the ignition switch here already, and I'm changing all these wires that go underneath here and go down, because I was having starting problems in my GMC. So otherwise, please comment, rate, subscribe, do all those kind of things. Thanks for watching Junk Works DIY Garage, where I'm proud to say I'm a jack of all and master of none. You all have a good one.